Let me tell you a story. It was back around like 2 or 3 years ago, and at that point of my life, my sleeping schedule was absolutely messed up. I used to wake up at 7 a.m. when on like the normal weekdays when I went to school, and also at around that time, I used to go to bed at around like 12, maybe even like 1 a.m. So I slept for like maybe like 5 to 6 hours, which is like, it is horrible to say the least. But on weekends, I did this thing. I went to bed at around like, as I said, 12 to 1 a.m. And I used to wake up at 9, sometimes like even 10 a.m. So I would kind of like oversleep and get my like normal dose of sleep for the weekdays that I didn't get it. And 90% of the world population does this thing where they sleep like so poorly on the weekdays, and on weekends they just like bash it out and sleep for like 10 hours straight till noon. And the thing with that is, it is it is horrible for your body. It's like, it is awful. You might think that you are getting back your sleep that you lost on the weekdays if you sleep for a little bit more on the weekends. Like, you just need to read one like book on sleep. It will like, for example, for me, when I read Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, this book has totally changed my life. And one of the lessons that I've learned from this book is that like, this concept of sleeping just poorly, maybe because of the circumstance, maybe because of like your circumstances, that you need, I don't know, you need to go to your work or something like that, to school. Sleeping poorly on the weekdays and just like going full like sloth mode on the weekends, it doesn't work. Because first of all, your body, you don't get the sleep which you lost on your normal weekdays. This is like, you need to bear this in mind. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. But the second thing is that you're totally ruining your sleep schedule. Like, the single most important, the single most effective sleeping tactic is just going to bed and waking up at the same time, like relatively, like 5 minutes there, 5 minutes like there. Like, of course, it doesn't matter, but like, generally, if you go to bed at the same time and you wake up at the same time, you're going to get like sound sleep, just because your body has already adjusted to your sleeping schedule. It like, your circadian rhythms, they know when, like, okay, at this time we go to sleep, at this time we wake up, so you'll have no problems with both. And when you are doing this like weird shit, when you're oversleeping on weekends, you're just simply not going to establish that circadian rhythm, because it's going to be all messed up. And here, of course, you might throw an excuse that, oh, but I need to go to the work on my like weekdays, and I need to go to school, and I want to enjoy my life, and so I stay up late. Like, it's like, okay, I totally understand it, because when you need to go to your work at, I don't know, like 6 a.m., maybe like a little bit later, like 7, 8 a.m., this is not bloody fun. And when you come back home at like let's just say from 4 to 6 p.m., and you come back home, you're already tired and you want to do something more relaxing, let's just say, and because you don't have enough time for yourself, you stay up late till like maybe even like 3 a.m. It might sound like a justifiable excuse, but it's not. Because first of all, here we need to establish something. We need to establish your sleeping schedule. How are you going to establish your sleeping schedule in a way that is actually going to, let's just say, it is going to make the work-life balance bearable. Because for me, I go to school at, my school starts like at 8 a.m. and it ends usually at 4 p.m. So for me, I wake up at 5:30 a.m. every single day, and I have like 2.5 hours before my school starts. For example, it's 6 something a.m. right now. I'm recording this video before school. And I go to bed every single day at 9 p.m. At 9 p.m., I shut everything down, and my in bed time is 8 hours 30 minutes. So this is the thing right here. We should be aiming for around 8 hours 30 minutes, maybe a bit more of time in bed. Because if you think that sleeping like time in bed 8 hours equals 8 hours sleep, no, it doesn't. It's fucking like low grade sleep 101 education. It's like, no, if you go to bed at 10 p.m. and you wake up at 6 p.m., you don't get 8 hours of sleep. You need to go at around like maybe 9:30, maybe even 9 p.m. to get your 8 hours of sleep. So how should we design our sleeping schedule? And here you need to bear two things in mind. First of all, your natural circadian rhythm. So are your night owl or a morning lark? And the second thing is, when does your work, school, university, etc., like inserting like any place that you go daily in, when does it end and when does it start? Because if it starts late, you can wake up a little bit later, and so you can give yourself a little like push back more into the evening. But if it starts early, then you need to wake up earlier, and at the same time you will need to go to bed earlier. So it's kind of like simple right here for me, and from what I see like around me, work, school, university in the place where I live, it starts like around let's just say from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. So my sleeping schedule right here, when I wake up at 5:30, it is perfectly fine for me because I have some time to do all of the morning habits which I need to do, like the cold shower, meditation, like morning walk, recording a video, getting the breakfast in. It's like I have time for this in the morning. But my school ends, I wouldn't say early, but it's like I prioritize my sleep to a degree which like I can sacrifice some of the time that, and I will sacrifice the time that I want to stay awake. So I go to bed at 9 p.m. But if your work, let's just say, it starts at 5, oh, then you need to 5 a.m. I mean, or like 6. Then the thing that you need to do is that you need to wake up at, let's just say, like 4:30 a.m. But you'll also go to bed earlier, so you'll go at around, let's just say, like 8 p.m. So that way, I probably guess that your work, if you go to work at like 5:36, it will end at like 3 4 p.m., somewhere around that time. And so you have 4 hours left to do your shit. And I don't know, like there's, of course, in this case you can design like what you will do in your evenings, like yourself, because like the gym, maybe you have a family, maybe you want to do something more productive. It's like, but not watching some like fucking TV or like YouTube videos. It's like, no, do something more meaningful and productive. The general thing is like the rule of thumb is just, if your work, school, university starts early, you'll need to wake up a little bit earlier and you'll go to bed a little bit earlier. If it starts late, then just go to bed a little bit later, and you will wake up a little bit later. On weekends, and this is like, it might not sound like a good advice to tell you, but like it is the right one. Wake up at the same time. So it's literally like on weekends you'll still wake up at 5 something a.m. This is the thing to do. On weekends, like it is Monday that I'm recording, and I woke up today at 5:30. Yesterday, of course, it was Sunday, and I woke up at 5:30. And before Sunday, it was Saturday, and I still woke up at 5:30. It's like I wake up at that time every single day. It's like no matter like weekends, weekdays, like it doesn't bloody matter. So waking up at the same time every single day, going to bed at the same time every single day, it is the literal, like the essential part of having a good sleep schedule. You can take your bloody like melatonin pills or something like that. It's like, no, the right thing to do is just to have your sleeping schedule in order. And let me tell you something. It's like I don't even need to explain this to you. When you have your sleeping schedule like absolutely like in the bin, you're not going to live a good life. Because to live a good life, you actually need to have some sort of like a sleeping schedule where you sleep for 8 hours at least. It's like you sleep for 8 hours, you're going to have some like you're going to be sane for the day. Because if you sleep less, and I'm not talking like I don't know, like 7 hours, 50 minutes, but let's just assume you're sleeping like 6, 5, maybe even 4 hours, you're not going to be sane at all. And I'm not talking in this like metaphorical sense or something like that. It's like literally neurobiological. Because when you are underslept, your literally your brain part of it's called amygdala, which is like talking in those like bro science terms like stress, anxiety, like fears, like all emotions related to this. It comes from amygdala, and when you are underslept, your amygdala, it's like it is overworking. It is literally overworking. So this is the thing to do. It's like, okay, establish some sort of like a sleeping schedule. Follow it single-mindedly, almost like religiously, and then see what happens. So hope this will help you, and see you in the next one.